Welcome to your yoga sculpt practice. We'll go ahead and begin in tabletop. Anina is joining us today. Tabletop position. Press the hips back and come into a child's pose. Take a moment to rest down the rib cage. Root down through the fingertips. Begin to generate a forced exhale. As you force the air out of the low lungs, you're able to take in a full, rich inhale. And find a forceful exhale as the belly draws in and up towards the spine. Tapping into a powerful, focused breath. On the next exhale, you'll come up to a tabletop position. Curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. Pedal out through your downward facing dog. As you lift and lower the heels, feel into the palms of the hands. Keep an equal pressure through the palms of the hands. Continue with that forced exhale as the core begins to activate. You're here for 3, 2, and 1. The right leg will reach up high, 3-legged dog. Take the right knee, draw it in between your left arm and left foot, moving into a side shoot through. 3-legged dog to a high plank and hold. Keep the right leg reaching long, cross it over the left heel, and open up to the right hand side, side plank. So, the other way? Yeah, it's okay. Open up to a side plank, good. Come back to a high plank. 3-legged dog, right leg reaches high. Side shoot through, right hand stays planted, right leg slides under. High plank, right leg stays lifted, cross it over the left. Open up to a side plank, right arm lifts up. You'll continue through this motion for about 30 seconds, taking it nice and slow. 3-legged dog, side shoot through, high plank, cross right ankle over left, open up to a side plank. Continue to generate that forceful exhale. Last round. We'll hold in the side plank. Pulse the hips up towards the ceiling. The pulse comes from the lift of the belly, the lift of the left undercarriage, and the reaching long with the right fingers and high with the right hip. For 4, 3, 2, 1. High plank. Downward facing dog. Right leg steps forward to a low lunge. Ground down through the right heel. Feel into the foundation of your feet. Rise up to crescent. Warrior 2. Level out through the hips. Lengthen right side. Shift it over to the left so both sit bones are even. Reverse warrior. Low lunge. High plank. Mountain climbers. Knee drives forward. Thighs drive to the chest. Heels reach back. Nice, Nina. You're here for 15 seconds. Using that forced exhale, we'll let some heat out. Continue to build that energy within. 4, 3, 2, and 1. High plank, downward facing dog. The left leg reaches high, three-legged dog. Side shoot through. The left leg will shoot through. Come back to a high plank. Cross the left ankle over the right. Open up to a side plank. High plank. Three-legged dog. Side shoot through. Back to high plank. Cross left ankle over right. Side plank. 30 seconds here. Making your way through this rotational movement through the spine. High plank, cross, open up, side plank. Controlled movements. Controlling the hips and the low back around in that rotation. We'll meet in a side plank with the right hand grounded in. Now the right side body lifts up to meet the left side body. The left side body is arcing up to reach the sky. Pulse the hips for 8. You're here for 7. Last 3, 2, and 1. High plank. Breathe it back, downward facing dog. Clear it away with that forced exhale. Left leg high, three-legged dog. Step forward to a low lunge. Ground down through the left heel, rise up, crescent. Warrior 2. Right sit bone evens out with the left. Reverse warrior. Low lunge. Mountain climbers. You can stay here in your mountain climbers, and we're going to begin to build on. You'll start to lift the right hand off of the mat. Continue with the motion of the lower body, and maybe swing the right arm forward and back. And just become aware of what the feet want to do, what the lower body does to compensate this one arm engagement. You're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. A deep breath in and a full breath out. Feet meet your hands at the top of your mat. Rise up through mountain pose. Back bend and hold. Keep the arms up at goalposts. Hold here, right knee, right elbow. Back to center. Left knee, left elbow. Back to center. Right knee, right elbow. Center. Left knee, left elbow. You're shortening the distance between rib and hip as you lift the thigh up towards the tricep. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the arms lifted. Straighten through the arms. Hinge forward, chair pose. Roll the weight forward onto your heels and then migrate the weight back onto your heels. Continue with this rocking motion. And when you start to feel that firm foundation underneath you, you're going to press into the balls of the feet, hop the feet back for a hop, and then you'll rock forward, hop the feet forward. Hop the feet back and hop the feet forward, moving from that rocking motion of the feet. Once the nervous system starts to wake up and turn on, you can speed up the movement. 30 seconds here. Elevating the heart rate, working the muscle of the heart. "15 seconds. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Chair pose. Take a deep breath in. Forward fold. Plant the hands, hop the feet back. Mountain climbers. Left arm begins to unweight. Maybe swings forward and back. So the brain really has to focus in on what you're doing here to coordinate the swinging of the arm and the marching or the driving in of the knees for 15 seconds. Last 8, you're doing great. 4, 2, and 1. High plank, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Feet meet your hands, top of your space. Rise up through mountain pose. Open up to back bend. Come into a cactus arm. Right elbow to right hip. Side body stretch, right elbow to right hip. Left elbow goes up to the sky. Come back through center. Left elbow, left hip, right side body goes up to the sky. Side to side. It's the leaning of the side body that brings the length through the opposite side, not the arm drawing to the thigh, but the armpit drawing towards the hip. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. You'll even yourself out. Chair pose. Rock weight forward, rock weight back, hop forward, hop back. 30 seconds. So that rocking of the weight really informs you when you feel the most amount of grounding to hop up away from. Discover in your own body where you can generate the most power through that press of the feet. 15 seconds. Last 8, 4, 2, and 1. Chair pose. Forced exhale out. Warm, nourishing breath in. Forward fold. High plank. Vinyasa through. Bend the elbows. Upward facing dog. Pause in your upward facing dog. Gaze over the right shoulder. Look back at the right heel. Draw it right in line with the ankle so it's not sickled in or sickled out. Come back through center, gaze over the left. Check in with the belly, zip up through that belly by that forced exhale. Come back through center, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Feet meet your hands at the top of your space. Forward fold, collect your weights. Rise up to chair pose. Diagonal the spine. Anterior tilt the tailbone, so scoop the tailbone up to the nose. You'll step the right foot back to a lunge, keeping the diagonal torso. Now drop the hands down towards the mat. 1 row with the right arm. The right foot will step up halfway. 1 row with the right arm. The right foot will step up to chair for 1 row. The right foot steps back halfway, all the way back for a long lunge and a row. So you'll continue here, finding a row with every step up and step back that you make. The spine is elongated and completely supported by the breath and by your attention on engaging the backside of the body. About 30 seconds here. Last 15. That depth is where the change is. For 4, 3, 2, chair pose, hold. Biceps alternating. Elbows hug into the ribs, lengthening front of the arm, straightening the back of the arm. Then you'll switch, lengthening back of the arm, shortening the front. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. The left leg steps back to a long lunge. Hinge forward, 1 row. Left foot steps up halfway, row. Back to chair, row. Step the left foot back halfway, row. To a long lunge, row. You'll continue here for about another 30 seconds. Stabilizing through one side body, working efficiently through the opposite side body. Very nice. Last 8. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit low in your chair, biceps. What happens if you shift the weight back into the heels and apply a bit more force to the point right in between the ball of the foot? This is called the bubbling spring in Eastern medicine. It's a space of rejuvenation to really ground in and draw that earth energy up. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten through the legs, forward fold. Halfway lift, weights or no weights, forward fold. Move the weights off to the side, rise up. Hands come to heart, 1 minute cardio burst. We're gonna hop forward, hop 180 degrees clockwise, hop 180 degrees clockwise, hop 180 degrees clockwise, and then you'll reverse, counterclockwise. The feet, hips, shoulders all move together. How are you absorbing that landing? How are you generating that force up through the feet? Start to discover that in your own body. Very nice. I see a little smile. That's good. That's what happens when we start working hard. We get that dopamine hit, that feel-good muscle, that feel-good chemical, that hormone release. About halfway there. "15 seconds. And we'll come to meet at the top of our space. Mountain pose. Forward fold, collect both of your weights. Rise up with a flat, strong spine. You'll take your feet mat width distance apart. Cactus out the arms. You'll begin by dropping the left arm down, keeping the right elbow up to shoulder height. Draw the knee to the elbow. Plant the foot. Reach the left arm to the outside of the left foot. Up, back to knee, elbow. Left arm reaches down to the side of the left foot. The reach comes from the expansion of the back body, the drawing in and the corseting of the core, and the power of the foundation generating that energy up and out. Once you feel comfortable with that movement, you're welcome to speed it up a little bit. But we're not moving through momentum. We're moving through muscle control, full range of joint movement. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands to heart. You'll hop the feet forward, hop the feet back, hop the feet right, hop the feet left, hop the feet back, hop the feet forward, hop the feet left, hop the feet right, hop the feet forward, hop the feet back, hop the feet right, hop the feet left. So we're alternating. It's tricky for the brain. It wants to move in its habitual pattern. So find that hop forward and back, right to left, then back to forward, left to right. These are focused drills, movement drills, mind-body drills. Create the new pathways, 15 seconds. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take the feet at least mat width distance apart, cactus out the arms, left knee to left elbow. Right hand to the outside of the right foot. Right knee, right elbow. Right hand to the outside of the right foot. As you reach that torso up, reach up through the opposite fingertips and brace your core. Use that forced exhale. I use it every time I exert effort. For 8, 4, last 3. You can do one more, 2, and 1. Very nice. Stepping the right foot back slightly, reaching the arms above the head. Lower the hips down to the heels. Bring the elbows wide, shoulders wide. 90-degree shoulder lift, hold. Launch up into your airplane. Chest press forward. Open. Foot comes in about 1 foot away from that back ankle. Hips to heels. Open up your wings. Set root to fly. Airplane. Chest press forward, forearms come forward. So the elbows are still bent. It's the forearms coming forward. And then open up. Plant that foot. Come back, hips to heels, pause, open up your wings. Good. Hold the arms open. Launch into your airplane. Draw the forearms to touch in front of you. Open back up. Feel your wings. That's what carries you. Lower that foot down. hips to heels. You have about 4 more. Controlled, muscular, focused movement. Very nice. Last 2. And 1. Holding in your airplane. Elbows wide. Pause here. Keep the elbows wide. Lift the right leg up. Take a deep breath in. Mountain pose. Back leg meets the front. Take a breath in. Center yourself. Warm, rich, nourishing breath in. Forced exhale out. The left leg will step back about a foot. Lower the hips down to the heels. Bring the elbows out. Airplane. Forearms come to touch. Elbows move to the sides of the room. Back foot plants down, hips lower down. 90-degree lift through the arms. The body-mind likes to be challenged with these balance, these stabilizing movements. Four more. Very nice. Last 2. You'll hold airplane. Spread the back body, feel your wings. They keep you buoyant for a breath in. Left leg meets the right, mountain pose. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Ground through the feet on the exhale. Forward fold. Halfway lift, weights or no weights. Forward fold. Take your weights off to the side, bring the hips down to the heels and lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Pause here. Let's carry the weights with you. So we're going to grab the weights, bring the weights all the way down and roll the spine. Once the spine has landed on the mat, straighten your legs. Take the arms, it'll be a chest fly up to a full sit-up. So the arms will come forward like you're hugging a big tree. The heels will come in towards the hips and you're going to sit yourself all the way up. Then you're going to straighten through the legs, open through the arms and come back down, full sit up. Good. Hug in, draw the heels in. You can speed it up a little bit or slow it down. You'll get more work, more of those tiny muscle fibers turning on the slower and more focused you are. You have 4. Last 3. When the legs go straight, it happens from the length away from the engaged pelvis. 2. And 1. You'll stay lifted in your full sit-up. Take your weights and place them to the side. Come to reverse plank and hold. Now walk the feet in for reverse tabletop and hold here. Good. Bring the chin down slightly, lift the hips up. We're going to find 1 tricep push-up. Straighten through the arms. Pause here. Keep the feet planted, but walk the hands back to reverse plank. 1 tricep push-up. Back to tabletop. 1 tricep push-up. high reverse, pause, hold on, reverse, plank, tabletop. But now the feet are going to walk out, so you're going to alternate. So walk yourself back in, keep the hands planted, walk the feet out to reverse plank, walk the feet back in, tricep, lift. Walk the hands away from grounded feet. Keep feet grounded. You don't want to do the hands. I know I didn't want to do it either. One tricep, lift, walk the hands back in. Pause in your reverse tabletop. Now walk the feet away from the hands. This is the last one. There we go. Lower the hips, lift the hips. Walk yourself back to reverse tabletop. Pulse through the palms, slight bend in the elbows for 8. You've got this for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips down. Take a hold of your weights. Bring them to your heart space. You'll draw the right elbow towards the earth, then reach up to the ceiling, coming back to the neutral spine. Left elbow, rotate, reach up to the sky, lengthen through the spine from side to side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Remove the weights down to your side. Rock and roll yourself forward and back. Come to stand on your feet. Hop the feet back, plant the hands, high plank. Burpee, lower all the way down to the mat. Press yourself up, high plank. Hop the feet forward and jump up. 1 minute. Option here to lower and do the push-ups on your knees. To remove the hop up of your burpee, find a variation that you can commit to for about 30 more seconds as we pump the muscle of the heart and fuel the energy of the mind. 15 seconds. Last 8, 4, 2, and 1. Stand on your feet. Rise up to mountain pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Lower the knees down to the mat. Grab a hold of your blocks. You're going to take your blocks. We'll come long ways on the mat. You may need to reposition your blocks. It just will depend on your own body. The left leg will begin. You'll bring the shin to parallel the edge of the mat. You'll lift the right leg off of the mat and extend the right leg out. You'll tap the block and lift. Tap the block and lift. We're working into the outer right side body. And instead of the foot lifting, think about that whole outer hip, outer thigh do the lifting. And the rocking motion from one side to the other begins to stabilize, engage through the core for 4, 3, 2, take the heel forward of the block, up and over the block, forward of the block, up and over of the block. 8, 4, 2, and 1. Switching out, lift that right leg up from the outer hip. Bring the right leg externally rotate it so the right shin is parallel the top edge. Extend the left leg out long. Tap the block and lift. Good. It's the outer left side body, fully engaged from shoulder all the way down to the foot. 8. Generate that forced exhale. 4, 2. Take the heel forward of the block and behind the block. The whole leg lifts. The whole body engages to support that lift. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Come to a seated position. Grab for the block behind you. You'll bring both blocks in front. Take the fingertips behind. Open up the knees wide. You may need to reposition yourself. Begin by squeezing the block with the pads of the feet. Lift the block up. Set the block down. Reach for the second block. Lift it up. Set it down. I need to scoot a little closer. Lift it up and settle down. Yes. You're going to want to lift just from those outer edges. Can we wrap the foot around the block so the top edge of that foot gets some activation as well? Nice. That forced exhale. You're here for 8. Last 4. 2. On this one, you'll set the block over to the right or left side, out of the way. You'll grab the other block in between your feet, set it off. Extend the legs out in front of you. Draw the heels together, toes out. Long extended diamond, melt the chest down towards the mat. And begin to breathe into the low back. You may feel a little achiness or some diffused pressure around the knees. We're stretching and exercising those connective tissues. Then bringing the heels closer to the seat, pressing the knees open towards the mat, lengthening the crown of the head forward. Forced exhales out, cleaning out the lungs to inhale with fresh, oxygenated, nourishing air. Walk the hands up. Bring the right leg behind you. Left shin forward. Right hand to left knee. Right arm up. Side body stretch up and over. Release the left hand. Release the right hand. Hinge at the hips, melt over the left thigh. Feed that breath towards sensation, towards your expansion. Bring the spine back up. Walking the hands over to the right, twisting around. Coming back to center, and we'll switch out the legs. Left hand to right knee, Right arm extends up, side body lean up and over. Did you create some space along the right side body? Providing more space for the lungs to expand into. Release the right hand, square the chest, and melt the chest over the right thigh. Walk the hands back up. Walk them around to the left hand side. Gaze behind you. Draw the head back. Nice opening for the quadricep, the front of the thigh. Come back through center. Extend both legs out straight. Bring the hips closer to the heels to give yourself space to roll down the spine. Happy baby, grab for the inner or the outer edges. A few rocks to loosen any tension or gripping around the hips. Then resting the hips down on the mat, sending the legs up to the sky for legs up the wall. You can stay in legs up the wall or take it up and over for plow. Taking this inverted forward fold. Draw our attention back in. Shoulder stand if that's in your practice. Extending the legs up to the ceiling. Bringing the hands behind the hips. Continuing the flushing out of the lower body. Deaf man's pose, drawing the knees nice and wide. Slowly lowering the spine all the way down onto the mat. You can make your way through happy baby's pose. And we'll all come to meet, to rest in final Shavasana. Taking as much time in your final Shavasana as your moments allow. May this practice bring strength, healing, and wholeness to all beings, including ourselves. With light, love, gratitude, and grace, namaste.